Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper.
More than anything, UNISA must be celebrated as a pioneer of the distance education model, an enduring gift not only to South Africa, the continent, but to the human civilization in the knowledge arena the world over.
Education is the light in a dark room. It's the spark of a dream, a passport to the future, and the seed of generational change. Through education, we reflect on yesterday and define tomorrow. Rooted in South Africa and the African continent, UNISA can truly claim to be the African university in the service of humanity. UNISA stands at the pinnacle of education through open distance e-learning, with a footprint of students in more than 100 countries worldwide. Since the founding of the university in 1873 as an examining body, we have been a trailblazer. UNISA is the first and only institution in South Africa to carry our country's name with pride, and the first public university in the world to exclusively teach by means of distance education, an ever-changing dynamic university with a global reach. UNISA's history spans the entire modern history of South Africa, opening up a world of academic study opportunities for former activists and struggle heroes, thought leaders, business people, legal experts, acclaimed entertainers, and sports stars. The university takes pride in almost 1 million alumni, with 10 alumni chapters internationally, making their mark in diverse fields and capabilities. Some of the noteworthy alumni include President Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, who is also the Chancellor and custodian of the university's Calabash Awards, current President Cyril Ramaphosa, former South African Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus, and current one, Lesetja Kganyago. Internationally, Reserve Bank governors of Eswatini and Namibia, to name but a few. At UNISA, the World Wide Web is our educational playground, but we also have beautiful and impressive campuses. UNISA's Makelneuk campus is located in the city of Tshwane and is a major landmark of the capital city. The Florida campus in Johannesburg is UNISA's science campus, housing state-of-the-art infrastructure and laboratory equipment. UNISA has 6 regional hubs including Ethiopia and multiple centers across the country. We have embraced the fact that we need to adapt quickly to the fast-paced higher education environment of the 21st century, and this is reflected in our management style and leadership practice. In articulating her vision, the new Principal and Vice Chancellor of the University of South Africa, the first black woman to be appointed at the helm of UNISA, Professor Puleng Linkabola, shared that UNISA is well placed to address society's most demanding challenges by using research to meaningfully transform the lives of those in our communities. To this end, UNISA is working on the following catalytic niche areas. Marine Studies. As a discipline, Marine Studies covers field-specific studies like marine ecology and biology to policy-related studies like marine spatial planning and coastal economies. Many other areas of marine research and studies are covered in this niche area. Aviation and Aeronautical Studies. Aviation and Aeronautical Studies covers specializations in areas as diverse as aeronautical engineering and aerospace safety, and South Africa's 18 airports forms a major role player for passengers and goods transitioning to and from our country. This is a niche that supports a major component of the country's economy. Automotive Studies. The South African automotive industry is projected to grow from 600,000 to 1.4 million vehicles a year in production. There is major potential to be explored in UNISA's commitment to automotive studies. In 2022, students from the Department of Mechanical Engineering participated in the Sasol Solar Challenge with their solar-powered car that travels from Johannesburg to Cape Town without using a single drop of fuel. Energy Studies. UNISA's Institute for Development of Energy for African Sustainability specializes in designing chemical processes, reducing material and energy consumption, as well as carbon dioxide emissions. Space Studies and Square Kilometer Array. UNISA has been extensively involved in the $1 billion Square Kilometer Array project since 2012. The UNISA Observatory, situated on the main campus, is a modern, well-equipped facility housing a 14-inch telescope where the College of Science, Engineering and Technology offers undergraduate courses in astrophysics and astronomy with specialization up to PhD level. Fourth Industrial Revolution and Digitalization. The Fourth Industrial Revolution can be described as the advent of cyber-physical systems involving entirely new capabilities for people and machines. Examples include genome editing and new forms of machine intelligence. The College of Graduate Studies will support and promote studies into 4IR and digitalization, while the Graduate School of Business Leadership presents a short learning program on big data. Natural Sciences. The simplest definition of biotechnological studies is applied biology. Through the application of biological knowledge and techniques to develop products or services, the UNISA's College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences is one of the main partners in the African Biogenome Project, a coordinated Pan-African effort piloting a project with a key objective of sequencing 100,000 endemic species. Health and/or Pharmaceutical Studies. The Department of Health Studies is prepared for the challenge of equipping their students with research skills and expertise in the field of health and pharmaceutical studies. The UNESCO UNISA Africa Chair in Nanoscience and Nanotechnology is leading the international research into the nano-delivery of medicinal drugs, including African herbal medicine. The College of Law offers an elective undergraduate model on medical law. Feminist, Womanist, Wusadi Theorizations. In the College of Human Sciences, the Institute for Gender Studies, the College of Education and the Graduate School of Business all contribute to the interdisciplinary research into eliminating gender-based violence, homophobia and transphobia, and discrimination against women in the workplace and the political arena. The Institute also uses education about gender as an effective way to achieve gender equality and the empowerment of women. Student support and co-curricular activities. UNISA is uniquely placed to offer creative and radically innovative ways of enhancing student support. UNISA's College of Graduate Studies has developed a whole range of training programs to assist and encourage students. The Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities promotes the principle of access for success, and the Student Development Division provides students with social support and leadership development services. These niche areas find expression in the rich tapestry of our disciplines included in the College of Accounting Sciences, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Economic and Management Sciences, Education, Graduate Studies, Human Sciences, Law, Science, Engineering and Technology, the Graduate School of Business Leadership, and the Thabo Mbeki School of Public and International Affairs. As a comprehensive open-distance e-learning institution, UNISA is recognized as a serious player in research globally. From publication and journal output to the number of master's and doctoral graduates, we are moving forwards and upwards. UNISA has made substantial progress in research and innovation, as evidenced by several external and credible scientific ranking systems, with the latest ones, the 2023 Webometrics and Shanghai rankings, placing us in the top 10 universities in the country. As Africa's leading open-distance e-learning university, we can reflect with great pride on the past 150 years of transformational education, and we are confident in our ability to succeed and become a truly high-performance university as we define tomorrow.
The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the chancellor, vice chancellor, or acting vice chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. For postgraduate and undergraduate diploma candidates, you will also be wearing your hoods before entering the hall. You will be signaled by a graduations officer to rise and approach the stage. You need to have your seat ticket in your right hand. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up to the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. Proceed towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Stop in front of the registrar and stand on the mat with feet markers. Turn and face the audience. Your second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table on the far right of the stage to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. We hope that you will enjoy this occasion.
We have silence. By virtues of the powers vested in me as the Principal and Vice-Chancellor of the University of South Africa, I constitute this a gathering of the congregation of the University of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to join us in silent prayers, meditations, and affirmations to give thanks for the achievements that are being celebrated in this occasion this evening. Can we remain silent for a moment? Thank you. You may be seated. Where is the music from? Colleagues, I'll give us a moment, just 1 minute, for those who are late to quickly be seated. May I request a sense of appreciation, of silence, so that we have an event with dignity. Good evening. Good evening. I thought we were here to celebrate, and therefore I would hear the best greetings as we as Africans understand that Madume Hafeli. So I'll start again. Good evening. Thank you very much. I now know that I'm at a graduation of the University of South Africa. Let me take this moment to recognize His Excellency President Beki, the Chancellor of the University of South Africa, participating in this graduation virtually, the Chairperson of Council, Dr. Diao Musia, and members of Council participating in person and virtually. Let me also take the opportunity to recognize members of the Executive and Extended Management who are in this procession and participating virtually. In particular, I'd like to recognize Professor M.M. Sipota, the Registrar of the University, Dr. L.P. Mulepo, the Regional Director of this region, the College of Economic and Management Sciences. I recognize the Dean, Dr. Masichaba, and as well Dr. Envy Muraka, Director of School Management of Science, Professor O.M. Lidimo, College Representative. In the College of Agriculture, colleagues, Professor S.L. Libelo, the Director of School of Agriculture and Life Sciences. In the College of Education, Professor R.J. Tabani, Director, School of Educational Studies, Professor T.V. Manyike, College Representative, and Dr. M. Malahlela. In the College of Accounting Sciences, the Dean of the College, the Executive Dean, Dr. M.T. Hlongwan, as well as Ms. M.N. Polu, Director of School of Applied Accountancy, and the College Representative, Dr. M.D. Hlongwan. In the College of Graduate Studies, we recognize the presence of Professor Nswane and many college participants. I want to also, colleagues, recognize the members of the procession who are from the different colleges of the University of South Africa, the 8 colleges and the 2 grand schools. members of academic staff, the stakeholder that makes knowledge to become an important asset, supported by the professional and administrative staff from all of UNISA regional campuses. We are also aware of the presence of Mr. Siaparo Sikwati, the MEC of Finance, Dr. Dixon Masimola, a member of the provincial legislature, Advocate Selby Mokhoto, the Office of the Director General from Justice and Constitutional Development, and Ms. R.J. Maisela, the Managing Director of Rex Agri Solutions, and former head of the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Finally, we want to thank the minister and the pastor of this important church and the members and the wife and the members who have allowed us the opportunity to using this space for our graduations. Can we give them a round of applause? Tobela, Dumelang, Sanbonan, Molweni, Riperile, Macheroni, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, good evening, Kwenand, Jambo, Ni hao, Assalamu alaikum, Khotong. It is my greatest privilege to welcome you all to the third session of the 2024 autumn graduation ceremonies of the University of South Africa. My name is Puleng Linkabula. I'm the Principal and Vice Chancellor, and I'm truly privileged and honored to celebrate these important graduations with you this evening, as we will do the whole of the autumn period. I want to remind you, you parents and our graduates who are here this evening, that the University of South Africa places high premium on academic success and excellence, virtues that define us as a truly Pan-African university that shapes futures in the service of humanity. Every effort is made by all of us to make sure that UNISA is at the center of the development of our society here at home in South Africa, in the continent, but UNISA projects the best assets, civilizations, knowledge, and areas of philosophy, and that which makes Africa proud. I want to remind you that the University of South Africa is the first university, not in South Africa, but in the world, to teach via distance education. No, colleagues, you can't have the first university in the world celebrating 150 years, deriving from Africa. And for your own information, if you think about the University of Cape Town, University of Pretoria, University of Free State, Fort Hare University, Rhodes University, all these are the products of the University of South Africa. For UNISA, thank you. UNISA is the progenitor, the first university that started the higher education system in our country, but also the only university to have used the industrialization system of the time to ensuring that the masses of our society access higher education as an important resource that change their individual lives as they do their family lives. The graduation ceremony this evening, therefore, is one of the most prestigious and sacred academic activities of any university in the world. It is the pinnacle and a marker of success in a university's endeavor to enriching people and improving human condition. In here, all at once, we experience the joy that is derived from the investment that our students would have made in realizing their own learning journeys as our university of teaching, of research, of engaged scholarship, and of creating graduates that will become global citizens that change the world for the better, who are not just locked in the local context, but have dreams that traverse the geographic contours. As I often do, I want to remind you of the role of UNISA in the higher education sector, here at home and in the global arena. For if I don't do so, I will not have given you the inputs and insights about why UNISA is an institution and an asset of society that we must all invest in and ensure that it succeeds. And I do so knowing that some of you may understand UNISA from what you read from gossip mongers or newspapers, many of which do not capture the substantive values of UNISA. And therefore, colleagues, let me give you just a foretaste of some of the best aspects of UNISA. One, UNISA, as I've told you, is the first university in the country and in the world to teach via distance education. It also created the university system in this country. The second aspect that I want you to be attentive to is the fact that UNISA is responsible for 33 to 37% of the university students in the country. And if UNISA does not succeed, it means majority of youth and young adults, and as old ones like me, will not have the opportunity to learning and to pursuing their education. 34 to 37% is not a child's play. I won't keep quiet if you don't clap for that. Colleagues, it means if you have 100 people, 37 of those 100 people come from one institution, and that's something we should be appreciative of. In the College of Education, and I realize that majority of you who are graduating tonight will be coming from the College of Education. Our College of Education alone produces 51% of the teachers in South Africa in the public and private schools in our country. Akutli. The College of Accounting Sciences, colleagues, produces 30% of chartered accountants in the country, most of whom are Black and from economic margins. What it means is that in the disciplines such as accounting sciences, that many of us would not have had access to 30 years ago, majority UNISA has invested in, and they play great roles in our society, and I will give you examples at a later point. Let me also tell you that UNISA is responsible for 25 to 27% of the graduates, people like yourselves, this evening for the country. We are producing a quarter of the graduates in the country, not just teaching a quarter or 33. The College of Economic and Management Sciences produces the most numbers of financial experts, actuaries, decision scientists, and those who are at the forefront of the economic system in our country. And I dare give you evidence. If you have 10 rands in your pocket, it's just evidence of our students. Jill Marcos, the governor of the central bank, the first woman governor of the Central Bank of South Africa, is a graduate of this university. But we are not just talking about the past. I said, just look at your 10 rand, 20 rand, 100 rand, or 200 notes, and look at who has signed it. The one who has signed it, Lesitja Khanyago, who comes from this province, is an alumnus of this university. And then in the College of Agriculture, colleagues, I wish to inform you, Professor Libilo would not have forgiven me. Here he is, from the College of Agriculture. Something that has not happened with any university in the country or continent has happened in the College of Agriculture. The continent has asked the College of Agriculture to collect, to gene edit, and stream and follow up on all biotic materials that the continent has. That means the trees, the plants, the flowers are being mapped by the College of Agriculture for all of us and for our utilization, lest they are stolen by people from other worlds. I think they deserve a round of applause. No university in the world has that responsibility to make sure that the plants, the trees, the flowers, and all associated biological materials are followed through, protected, and conserved for the continent and for our country by the College of Agriculture. And we're proud of the work that they are doing. Equally important, colleagues, it's very important for me to let you know about the College of Humanities, where the School of TAM, School of Public and International Affairs, the Business School, are all working together to ensuring that they produce the best amongst the leaders in our society. Let me also give you great news that in 2020, UNISA was ranked number 13 to number 16, depending on the rankings that we could look into. And as we speak to you, colleagues, the University of South Africa ranks between 7 and 8 position in many of these rankings. It means we have moved 5 or 7 steps ahead from where we were in 2020 and 2021 to where we are now. And this is something that we are proud of, and we're proud of our staff, our students, for the work that they've taken together to improving our university. Finally, colleagues, I did not say I'm finishing, just on the list. Finally, colleagues, it is heartwarming to tell you that the College of Engineering, Science and Technology at the University of South Africa, hardly 20 years, is ranked number 1 position, alongside with Northwest University and University of Stellenbosch in the rankings. I said number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important for me to share these successes because what they imply and what they mean is that we are committed to ensuring that university education becomes an asset that can be utilized by our own loved ones, but also by our society. When we started, the pastor of this church says, as the graduates were leaving this afternoon, I prayed for them. I said to God or to the Creator, whatever you work with, may these graduates serve the Lord. May these graduates serve society. May these graduates make their families proud. And may these graduates be the beacons of peace, of economic transformation, justice, and may they be the ambassadors of UNISA and South Africa to the world. Those are the blessings. Thank you. Those are the blessings, you who are graduating this evening, that people who do not even know you, but who are proud that you had dreams to join the university, That even when you got 49 or 50% and wanted to get 75%, that you steered on. They're proud of you, and you need to give yourself a round of applause. What is important is that we know some of you might have even been angry at us for using Invigilator app. But it was to ensure that today, as you walk the stage, you'll be proud that your credentials are correct, your credentials are respected all over the world, and that no one questions your qualifications. So whether you were angry with us or not, it didn't matter to us because we knew we were doing it as an ethical means to ensure that your qualifications are important. Finally, you're welcome to the University of the Land, the university that is at the center of making education a constructive resource for the transformation of our society, the home of leaders, the home of the future. Welcome, enjoy the graduations. And therefore, colleagues, before we confer the degrees, I'd like to invite Ms. M.N. Polo to deliver the Chancellor's address. But before she does so, colleagues, may I ask that we remain seated to make sure that our graduations are dignified. May I also request that we keep our mobile phones on, but we keep the volume down. Finally, may I request as you're taking your videos, please to avoid projecting it on the people on the stage. You can see many of them need assistance to see, and your light may make it even worse. So thank you very much for acceding to these, because they make the graduations of your loved ones to really be beautiful. Thank you. May you proceed.
Dumelang, Rialocha, Matekwana, Riperile, good evening, Huyenand, Madam Vice Chancellor, Registrar, distinguished guests, graduates, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be delivering tonight's edition of the Chancellor's Address. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate our graduates tonight. You have achieved a significant milestone in your lives. You have fought against resilient forces of change. Standing here this evening, I am certain that all the graduates in this auditorium have all had the opportunity to study in an online environment. Whether they studied for a 3-year degree, or a 4-year degree, or a master's or a doctoral degree, at some point you had to make a significant transition of studying online. This change was brought about by the advent of COVID-19 that occurred during the academic year of 2020. I therefore wish to take this opportunity to appreciate your resilience in this learning journey that you are celebrating this evening. We are living in a country today where unemployment is said to be at its highest in the world. High levels of inequality are some of the factors that characterize the South African society of today. You will be stepping out of these doors with your qualification certificates and being aware that there is a huge number of unemployed graduates. I wish to take this opportunity to encourage you to not be focused on finding employment only. Our country is plagued by various issues, most of which require innovative solutions. The education that you have received today has equipped you with the ability to solve problems of any kind, and I therefore urge you to pursue entrepreneurship as an opportunity or an alternative. Ladies and gentlemen, you may forget everything that I say here tonight, especially to our graduates, but please take note of what I'm about to say. It will shape your career as an esteemed UNISA graduate. The society that we live in today disregards ethics. You may be wondering, what do I mean by ethics? As we are aware that the word ethics is often used loosely in our generation. Ethics are defined as concepts of moral right, moral wrong, and moral good and bad. Ethics embody integrity, honesty, fairness, responsibility, amongst other things. It is therefore in this light that I would like to urge you that as you will be stepping out into the world from today, make it your determination to embody ethical leadership wherever you are. There is a cry in society and a yearning for ethical leaders or ethical leadership. And you may be wondering this evening, what is your role or impact going to be as a graduate to ensure that there is improved leadership which embodies ethical leadership in our society? Allow me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, to talk to the accounting and law graduates as examples. I know that some of you are already busy with your articles, with auditing and law firms, and desiring to become chartered accountants and admitted attorneys. We have seen what happened in our country under the state capture. A lot of damage was done, and this damage was driven by individuals who are graduates, who had the opportunity to sit in this seat tonight, receiving their degrees that they have worked so hard for, and yet it took an instant for them to risk it all. It is in this light that I entreat you to realize that what you have attained today cannot be replaced. It cannot be gambled with. It cannot be taken for granted. Opportunities will come that will want to encourage you to do the wrong thing. However, I advise you to desist from such, as it will be a defiance of what you have for so long sacrificed and worked hard for. And ladies and gentlemen, particularly graduates, this plea that I'm making to you tonight is not only in your best interest, but it is also in the interest of those family members that have sacrificed their hard-earned wages to make sure that you are sitting here looking beautiful and handsome as you are, to make sure that you have a future that is guaranteed. As a graduate of this age, you are going to be faced with a myriad of challenges because we no longer live in South Africa, but we live in a global village. Therefore, as you step out of this auditorium tonight, not only will you be competing with your peers from other institutions, but you will also be competing with artificial intelligence. Allow me this evening to share my personal experience with you. When I first graduated in 1999, I was not able to use a computer effectively. In those days, computers were not as important as they are today. As a graduate, I did not struggle to find employment. The employers were happy that I have a degree and that I can be able to apply my knowledge to various scenarios. However, this is not the case today. From the day you walk into any working environment, you are expected to be digitally competent, regardless of your qualification. And I believe that this august institution has prepared you adequately for such a world. Why am I sharing this experience with you tonight? I'm sharing this experience to say to you that today you are a relevant graduate for the industry or the times that we are in. However, this does not mean that you will always remain relevant, because times do change. It is for this reason that I beseech you to adopt the attitude of lifelong learning. UNISA continues to offer higher degrees and a variety of short learning programs. I therefore encourage you to take advantage of this. May this not be the end of your learning journey. Continue to empower yourself so that you are relevant many years from now. This resonates with what the former President Nelson Mandela said, I quote, "After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb," close quote. As I'm concluding my address this evening, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the graduates once more and wish you well in your future endeavors. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor's message is quite clear. And Mepolu says, if you did not hear her, at least hear 3 points she's making. One, to you, the graduates. Your job as you graduate is not only to look for employment, but to create it. Did you hear her? He says, it is not adequate to say I cannot find a job. It is important to look at the resources and assets around you and to look at what it is you can do to creating a job in a context of our country and continent and the world where unemployment and underemployment are increasing. Self-determination. The second aspect, she says, just because you're a graduate does not give you permission to being unethical, to being corrupt, to being a thug in a suit or in a beautiful dress. That you must aspire to being ethical leaders and ensure that our country, continent, and the world succeeds. And she uses the Zondo Commission as a case study in point. If you weren't reading it and you're on social media, go back so that you can make sense of what she was saying. The last aspect, she says, be of service to society. Education prepares you for that, and be willing to learn, relearn, and continue learning. Can we please give her a round of applause? Colleagues, I therefore, before we start the conferment of the degrees, may I kindly, I can see that there's some people who are pensive, may I please request you, as part of UNISA request, that you do not leave the hall before the end of the ceremony. I especially address this to the graduates, education graduates, the teachers. Oftentimes after you take your certificate, you go. We are requesting that we don't do that, so that other colleges may also graduate with dignity. So that's the one thing. If you're in education, you want to leave before the end, it's not going to happen. There's not going to be placement. So we are letting you before it even starts, so that you stay put and you're happy in your seat. The second announcement that I'd like to make, colleagues, especially you, our graduates. Memakari is here. She's the head of corporate communications. She tells me if you do not trend in your Instagram, in your Twitter, in your Facebook, and in your LinkedIn as the graduates of this university, who are proud to be graduating in this university, we all know your contact details. We will come and get our certificates. I'm joking. But they request that you make your graduation trend. So I'm going to make that appeal and tag at UNISA. That will be quite wonderful. By the virtues of the powers entrusted to me, I shall now proceed to confer the degrees and diplomas of the University of South Africa on the candidates whose names appear in the program. Request the representatives of the colleges to now present the candidates to me.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Mahlodi Luket Dikhale for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidate supervisor was Dr. L.M. Komu, and it is now my privilege to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. Catchment management is a critical component of sustainable stewardship of aquatic resources. In his thesis entitled Impact of Drought and Water Abstraction on the Usutu River Ecosystem, he elaborated on long-term dataset of climate, aquatic microinvertebrates, and physico-chemical properties of the Usutu River. The aim of the study was to provide guidelines to preserve the catchment as a functional unit of Mpumalanga's water resources. Results of the study provide catchment management authorities with a stipulation for the judicious conservation of rivers. The findings of the project can also be used as a baseline template in managing other catchments in South Africa. Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Mahlodi Luket Dikhale the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Mahlodi Luket Dikhale. Congratulations.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Matume Simeon Make for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidate's supervisor was Professor M.A. Andri, and the co-supervisor was Professor F.N. Mudau. And it is now my privilege to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. In his thesis entitled Farmers' Acceptability of University-Based Agricultural Extension and a Pluralistic Extension System in Gauteng Province of South Africa, he conducts a survey to investigate the acceptance of pluralistic extension among the farmers receiving public extension services in Gauteng. The results show that the farmers widely accept the formal inclusion of universities in a pluralistic extension system involving governance. The study makes a significant contribution by identifying important factors that help to explain the participation of institutions of higher learning in the provision of pluralistic extension services to farmers. Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Madume Simeon Mage the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor. Let's do it after we confer it, not before. Yes. I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Madume Simeon Mage.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Mapule Yvonne Sekgoa for the degree of Philosophy of Education. The candidate supervisor was Dr. M.M. Machada, and it is now my privilege to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. In her thesis entitled The Impact of Grade R Reading on Grade 1 Teaching, she thoroughly investigated how Grade R teachers develop reading in Grade R. Data were collected from Capricorn South District in Limpopo. She recommended that the Grade R learners reading should be play-based to develop them holistically, using indoor and outdoor activities. Thus, in terms of both methodology and findings, this thesis makes a very significant contribution to the most relevant field that, until now, has been seriously under-researched. Her findings constitute an original and valuable contribution to education reform, especially in the Limpopo province.
She's the first woman.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request to you to confer on Mapule Yvonne Sekgoa the degree of philosophy, of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Mapule Yvonne Sekgoa.
Ms. Principal, I have the honor to introduce to you Mosito Jonas Siabela for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidate supervisor was Professor M. Klute, and it is now my privilege to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. Siabela Mosito Jonas. The title of the thesis is Global Capitalism and the Modification of Breastfeeding, an investigation of its impact on the African conception of family life and motherhood. The supervisor, as indicated, is Professor M. Klute. The citation, in his thesis entitled Global Capitalism and Modification of Breastfeeding, an investigation of its impact on the African conception of family life and motherhood. He investigates the tragic consequences of global capitalism in the respect of the value system of indigenous African family life, with particular reference to breastfeeding as a biological, ethical manifestation of the universal right to life. Conceptualized from an African philosophical, cultural perspective, breastfeeding represents a fundamental biological, ethical process of life-giving that conflicts with the hegemonic, materialistic imperatives of the neoliberal patriarchal ideology, in terms of which African family life and community life are systematically devalued in the interest of Western norms of family life and public decency. Mrs. Vice Principal, Mrs. Principal and Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Mosito Jonas Siabela the degree of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Mosito Jonas Siabela.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honours. Lydia Misho Baloyi. Nancy Kahiso Block. Tandine Gateko Hlapangwane. Morongwa Gillian Letswalo. Motla Kaladi Sina Makobe. Temba Raymond Matebula. William Kutadzo Matosa. Fulwani Timothy Matodzi. Mosipeye Yolanda Matsebatlela. Masungi Shiiwe Mukawana. Tibani Mashamba Christopher Mushwana. Mushaisano Doris Mutobu. Mapifo Daina Rakorwani. Faith Mulalo Ramucheli. Ramasela Melinda Seema. Alicia Nomusa Sitole. Wanat Jail Ruth Tladi. Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Administration Honours. Ramabele Millicent Letswalo. Mabatu Frida Pako. Zwanga Tukuta.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Education Honours. Kuliso Helen Masindi. Mamo Jaji Catherine Mahlape. Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidate received the degree of Bachelor of Education. Nesta Dolly Baloyi. Emily Mujaji Bashomane. Martha Ketlani Chauke. Patricia Chauke. Lebu Chigoa. Lebu Chokwe. Apologies. Constance Hlabangwana. Michael Sheko. Itekani Helen Hlungwani. Luka Kabekwa.
The VC is requesting that we read them fast and let them come late. Mahlatsi Remembrance Khatla. Tapelo Khomoswane. Tlo Venetia Khwadi. Madam Vice Chancellor, Ola Kosa received her degree with distinction. Ule Maria Kwakwa. Madam Vice Chancellor, Mpho Talita Letane received her degree with a distinction. Ramatetsa Grace Leshale Rua. Mamapa Helen Lemakwana. Madam Vice Chancellor, Lebogang Raisibe Litsaparela received her degree with a distinction.
Rosina Marumo Litswalo. Yolande Mankwane Litswalo. Mama Dise Anna Letuku. Funanani Lukwa. Mashudu Luruli. Madam Vice Chancellor, Azachilidzi Chao Elmarie Mabuge received her degree with a distinction. Mama Sila Carol Madihache. Lebogang Mohashashane Madiane. Lebogang Venolia Madisen. Madam Vice Chancellor, Rochidra Prudence Maduna received a degree with a distinction. Tebogo Bzuti Maepa. Lucia Maesela. Rotoja Laidu Mahoro. Sarah Mapokeng Mahoro.
Sibuchi Mahanyele. Madam Vice Chancellor, Nonhlanhla Selma Mahumane obtained the degree with distinction. Mankata Dlenshia Maile. Madam Vice Chancellor Kumujo Helen Mailula obtained the degree with distinction. Ntambeleni Confidence Makangwa. Raisiwe Maria Mahamato. Madie Stewart Mahoba. Enji Mahubatlou. Sehu Susan Makura. Sesana Eugent Magukule. Machidi Jacqueline Malaji. Madam Vice Chancellor Sharon Malaji obtained the degree with distinction. Refile Vivienne Malema. Madam Vice Chancellor Khaugelo Maureen Malisa obtained the degree with distinction. Mabuti Raistije Malisa. Madam Vice Chancellor Matlaku Antoinette Malinge obtained the degree with distinction. Samikesa Justice Maluleka. Kongela Victoria Maluleke. Moronga Beauty Maluleke. Rivoningo Maluleke. Reshokeji Mamorobela. Nsuku Precious Mangani. Sipho Mangani. Mamari Magdalene Mangena. Tumelo Mangena. Mama Luani Kulifelo Mamatu. Mano ilolo. Ifonia Mamali. Komati Tebogo Mangwe. Sekati Mamsi Manuku. Madam Vice Chancellor Mhlautelo Mapete obtained the degree with distinction. Mahalani Gladys Mapopa. Makopa Doris Damaris Mapoto. Matima Jacobeth Maponya. Rishokeji Rosina Maroti. Trainee Priscilla Maruta. Swaleji Shimi Masemola. Kavelo Irene Masinya, Madam Vice Chancellor, degree obtained with distinction. Bruce Maloke Mashavela. Mamuchudi Atalia Mashavela. Rina Matia Mashatula. Mokhotlwe Flora Mashiro. Tapelo Catherine Mashiro. Khathatso Salamina Mashele. Muruma Mona Lisa Mashiani. Mikateko Amelia Mashimbie. Urani Rai Munera Zelda Masindi. Rulani Matebula. Riranzu Mati. Matsoka Johanna Matlakala. Imelya Mwanamutsana Mawela. Rofiwa Mawelewele. Muvuso Mbezi. Mungatani Selvina Mchabeleng. Odisha Mdluli. Mapifo Aritha Matli. Mujaji Londi Mola. Khadi Mudika. Sandra Morara Mufumadi. Muswedi Morale. Manji Morashwa. Morunga Lineth Morashwa. Sifeshi Ana Morashwa. Morofe Ntabiseng. Dineo Rosta Mohale. Komoto Rachel Mohale. Maite Conscious Mohale. Madam Vice Chancellor, Tumelo Joanna Muslaka receives the degree with distinction. Kidiwani Agostine Muilahomu. Letabo Tania Muila. Madam Vice Chancellor, Makoko Gilbert Mukadi receives the degree with distinction. Rishoketši Mokgohlwe Mukalapa, Madam Vice Chancellor, Refilo Catherine Mokgohlwa receives the degree with distinction. Ntabiseng Rakadi Mokgokong, Ramasela Herbert Mulepo, Sandra Mushibudi Monama, Dineo Precious Murotsetla, Madima Trifosa Mutako, Madam Vice Chancellor, Makaipea Unit Mutsekwa receives the degree with distinction. Sarah Siabelo Mutseko, Madam Vice Chancellor, Kutlwano Hope Mphahlele received the degree with distinction. Lebotsane Portia Mphahlele, Mashadi Trifina Mphahlele, Madam Vice Chancellor, Raiseche Precious Mphahlele receives the degree with distinction. Madam Vice Chancellor, Tania Sibongile Mphahlele receives the degree with distinction. Portia Tapelo Mpao, Mikateko Mina Mpikanisi, Fulufelo Geli Mudau, Balanganani Joseph Mukwebo, Libuani Mukwebo. Mulalo Mukwebo. Tendani Mulauzi. Winnie Munkansi. Andani Munyai. Madam Vice Chancellor, Ntirelen Bruneth Munyela receives the degree with distinction. Ndibudzanyi Mutwanamba. Madam Vice Chancellor, Kaukanani Susan Muzila receives the degree with distinction. Murendeni Melvan Ntwamato. Madam Vice Chancellor, Mupulusi Nemakwarani receives the degree with distinction. Rine Nemanashe. Chifiwa Maria Nemachema. Madam Vice Chancellor, Bulenda Prudence Nechifire receives the degree with distinction. Nsubuko Mendingo Nyama. Madam Vice Chancellor, Dimakatso Edith Nwaile receives the degree with distinction. Makuta Lorraine Mwashen. Pelma Ngobeni. Madam Vice Chancellor, Twanano Covenant Ngwana receives the degree with distinction. Beatrice Ngwanyana. Rebecca Ramasela Nkwana, Hunadi Melba Nkwana, Kutlwano Makopi Pasha, Margaret Lebogang Piri, Ramokaladi Caswell Posa, Ndiwo Posiwa, Alfonia Makupe Pichadi, Fatuani Razilana, Paladi Buosa Ramaphogo, Puti Ramara, Matrix Mushechana Ramudike, Takalani Atulia Ramukiti, Pleasure Mahelele Ramushu, Mabahona Elmarie Rapetwa, Maria Sinyenyane Rasesemula, Amor Ruos, Khabo Josephine Siakamela, Shoki Sibapu Ramurwane, Ananias Sibati Mudidi, Masihlari Sibatwa Karen, Shini Sikhala Mudibo, Bisi Khota Mahani, Sivoni Sikhotha Pulana. Sikwakwa Phuthi. Okay, all right. Chulufelo John Edith Sikale. Petunia Sulokela. Gillian Shai. Sophie Ndaba Shikwambani. Hlulani Shirinda. Mchucheko Shihlangoma. Deror Shivuri. Cornelius Shingwane. Madam Vice Chancellor, Trust Singobe, receive a degree with distinction. Dimakajo Magisibia. Ramungeni Caroline Taba. Jerita Chepo Tata. Rosina Lerato Tata. Lavinia Tiselani Tobagare. Eunice Karabo Tulare. Betty Prayer Joe. Lashi Tubake Zazi. Lilian Mahlaku Chesa. Ruzani Chirukwa. Surprise Chimenze. Konanani bahangwele Chisikawe. Kabe Ramadimeja Lisija. Koketso Edwina Litswalo. Ramathabate Audrey Makhulane. Tintswalo Media Maluleke. Musibudi Rosa Mudishechi. Ndiferani Constance Neguyuni. Ana Maite Nkwana. Musima Laki Ntswane. Ramasila Johanna Seku. Khanyisa Lonia Mabasa. Mulapo Rineilwe Malata. Lazarus Malaji. Portia Mamukhanya Manaka. Susan Sbusiso Mashilwan. Colin Chapo Matipa. Mangwana Caroline Mudiba. Ulibele kwa camera. Nicholas Nensingobeni. Sorry. Kabelo Brown Nkwenya. Khulufelo Ntswane. Ramurwasi Josephine Poshoko. Mariri Christina Siopa. Sharon Tamahane Tanghe. Joyce Chweni Laka. Musima Petunia Mabetwa. Charihisa Nancy Mabunda. Pulusho Mazimela Malahlela. Tibile Rivai Danatengwe. Chambani gifting kuna. Pulu Shoshaku. Madam Vice Chancellor, Mankonyane Alfred Rachidi receives the degree of Baccalaureus Technologiae. Madam Vice Chancellor, Ramadimeja Salmina Bischoff receives the degree of Bachelor of Administration. Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree Bachelor of Business Administration. Poppy Leti Lekwati. Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Lebohang Lephalala. Malope Salvation Maisela. Madam Vice Chancellor, Agrinef Masalani Malesa obtains her degree with distinction. Rabelani Yvonne Malucha. Lebohang Ethel Maluleke. Prudence Mashapa. Chifiwa Mavungu. Matebe Lerato Mhlongo. Motlana Lokhoni Munyela. Lady Alois Munyela. Kulisani Gracious Mukwebo. Aluani Millicent Moshaba Namadi. Dora Lebogang Rakwale. Evidence Sauti. Mamoraka Rose Sebata. Madira Valerie Sebati. Molatela Mabatu Benedicta Sebesho. Major Colin Sema.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Accounting Sciences. Madam Vice Chancellor, Jacobus Albertus Bierman obtained the degree with distinction. Moses Lechalele. Tatenda Cleopas Maguma. Tinyiko California Makubele. Lebogang Penelope Maruma. Mulatelo Rebecca Mashaba. Katleho Malirumo Mokalapa. Umpemete Lucky Mukwena. Madam Vice Chancellor, the diploma candidates will now be introduced to you. Madam Vice Chancellor, The following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Accounting Sciences. Dikeledi Kasika Banda. Julius Chinoda. Sekhololo Beauty Lekau. Ramadimeje Kolofelo Maisele. Mukhaeti Joanne Mahlo. Fulufelo Maimela. Matata Christian Manamela. Lichani Sharon Machusa. Kuto Mashilo Alot Musaluha. Maria Sejabaledi Museri. Refenche Mpahlele. Malihlohonolo Raisibe Nkadimeng. Mokhatjane Dilia Rakhwale. Sholin Selal. Sheila Kanyisa Simango. Shiluba Sithole. Bafedi Matapelo Tau.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, the following candidates receives the postgraduate diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Henry Wilson Chitlango. Muiteri Yolanda Chweni. Tendani Cedric Makado. Poshia Mukomi Mamabolo. Lebohang Ramadimeja Mapalla. Rhoda Masingita Masingi. Shitunziso Nature Matebula. Vulenda Machize. Timotheus Humbolani Mbandalinga. Eni Roslyn Mudiba. Helen Lufuno Mposhomati. Matlamela Gaurelo Sater. Betha Mutimedi Seboko. Cabello Fino Manchi Serepo. Mahopani Sylvia Talani. Ronald Chinyani.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Education. Madam Vice Chancellor, Manchu Mabaso obtains the diploma with distinction. Madam Vice Chancellor, Dovani Patricia Rachi Mvumo obtains the diploma with distinction. Seletana Zodwa Sifoka. Hitekani Bridget Shivambo. Masitlolo Sophia Shiko.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receives the diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Tumelo Gladys Faith Chweni. Selina Chuma. Pimelo Elizabeth Afalayo. Raisibe Salome Hussein. Mapetli Letswalo. Ofulufezayo Levebe. Mansu Papi Mabota. Musibudi Julita Maineja. Ntabiseng Makoro. Khadime Aaron Mokhotlwane. Elizabeth Mojapelo. Richard Mukoro. Morendeni Mukwebo. Humbolani Poshia Motapudi. Pascalina Nemutamavoni. Machitla Zakaria Pukungwana. Zuibuya Zelda Rachibunga. Letabo Docas Elelwang Tele. Daina Tebe. Kongile Vuma. Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the national diploma. Sihungasi Joy Khosa. Colin Temba Mabunda. Tandiwe Petronella Mate. Calvin Ndou. Shonisani Ramabuya. Oupa Kokecho Rasiluma.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Accounting Sciences. Itumeleng Paballo Matabane. Ondlani Nation Mhlongo. Lebogile Rebecca Mohale. Paulina Mahatama Mpasha. Venda Malihu Palama.
I think this is the time for Polokwane, Mediriezane, and the real applauses. Thank you. Thank you. Sabonga. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Raleoha Tovela. I now know that I'm in graduations, and I now know that we are all grateful and appreciative of the pride that the graduates have made to our families, but also to our university. It is now my singular honor to congratulate you, the graduates, for your achievement this evening. You may give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. Your academic achievements represent your tenacity and the will to succeed. Similarly, the support you have received from your community, from your parents, from your loved ones, is evident even as you're walking on this important stage. I heard somebody saying, "That's my husband." So even if you thought he was a bachelor available, she was saying, "No, he has just graduated, he's mine." I also heard a parent saying, "That's my daughter." I heard, "That's my son." And what even elated me more was when I heard somebody saying, "That is my sister's daughter, and I'm representing her because she's not alive." This is what graduations are about. Graduations are about inviting the beauty in our hearts to celebrate what is beautiful, what contributes to society, what celebrates resilience and initiative. We are aware that as they graduate, some of them are the first in their families to graduate. Who are those who are the first generations to graduate in your families? Look at, I'm going to invite that vuvuzela at the end. Maybe not now. Colleagues, I said to you, some of them are the first ones in their families to graduate. You know what that means in the context of South Africa or in the region or in the continent. It means they are the ones who have been sent to break the cycle of poverty. It means they are the ones who have been invited to help their communities and their families to understand the value of education as that which is beautiful, changes societies, and promotes the good that our society requires. Congratulations once more. For us as the University of South Africa, we're well aware of the contribution that we're making. Earlier on, I told you that we are responsible for 37% of the students in university education in South Africa. What I didn't tell you then was that of the 378,000 students that we register, 176,579 of them are supported by NEFSAS, meaning they are partners with our government to ensuring that they're not condemned to poverty, but they use this education and the support to eradicating poverty as an important aspect of our national development plan, to which we as the University of South Africa are proud to be working with you to overcoming. What I also didn't tell you, colleagues, that they join an illustrious list of alumni of this university. This is the university that has produced the statespeople or statesmen in the democratic era. If you think about His Excellency President Nelson Mandela, he's a graduate of this university. Colleagues, we are going to close the doors. We're going to lock them, especially in the 30 years of democracy, that we forget our liberation heroes, the people who made us to look like this in this room, in a university that did not in the past have many of us in this university. So we are going to be, as society, be accountable. I'm saying you guys, even if your parents don't understand, you should understand. Some of the people that have been educated by this university have been agitators and fighters for democracy and your freedom and your ability to access education. One such example is President Nelson Mandela. The parents, the graduates, how do we even know that when we graduate and you're a teacher, you're going to care about a student who's hungry if you can't even acknowledge your own liberators? How do we trust you with the education that we've given you? When Mepoko was giving His Excellency President Becky's Chancellor's address, he says it's important to be ethical, to be humble, and to recognize your forebears. That's very important. So I'm going to start. This university has produced His Excellency President Mandela, the first democratic president of South Africa. Equally, colleagues, it produced His Excellency President Thabo Mbeki, the Chancellor of this university. And if you thought we ended there, we would not have told you the truth and all the truth. Therefore, I want to remind you that the current President of the Republic of South Africa is an alumnus of this university, His Excellency Ntate Cyril Ramaphosa. But it's not only in the continent that we have produced presidents, whether you think our next door in Eswatini, the Prime Minister, or you think about Zimbabwe, the former president, or you think about Angola, the ministers that have studied with UNISA. We are also proud to have produced one of the first Northern Hemisphere president, His Excellency President Aristide, from the island of Haiti, the first Black Republic that received its independence 207 years ago, when we are celebrating 30 years of freedom. And colleagues, we don't just produce presidents, we also produce opposition political party leaders. Did you hear that? So if you think around Dr. Mutsuku Peku, the former leader of the Pan-Africanist Congress, he's an alumnus of this university. If you think about Ntate Musibudi Mangena, Dr. Musibudi Mangena from this region, from this important province, the first minister to invest in the development of the EV car, electronic car, that many of you are starting to buy. His Excellency Dr. Musibudi Mangena is an alumnus of this university and from your province. If you think about the writer Eskia Mphahlele, he also walked the halls of the University of South Africa. And then if you think, colleagues, around Sello Malema, he's also a graduate of this university, the CIC of the Economic Freedom Fighters. But also Musi Maimane, who then was the leader of the Democratic Alliance. What this implies, colleagues, we produce you to participate in the varied aspects of life in our society. Earlier on, I told you about the Reserve Bank. I want to tell you something. Of the 26 vice chancellors in our country, at least 10 of them are alumni of this university. It looks like you're not sure. If you think around Some of them have worked at UNISA and been formed at UNISA, the most recent being Professor Ndlovu, the new Vice Chancellor of the University of Val University of Technology. The Tshwane University of Technology, Professor Tinyiko Maluleke is also from UNISA. Professor Mamuketi Pakeng from UCT also worked at the University of South Africa. Professor Mampele Rampele, the first woman Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, is a graduate of this university. And there are many who have done great work in the world, are graduates of this university. And I, too, colleagues, am a graduate of this university. Yeah, they produced the first woman Vice Chancellor of UNISA after 147 years. It's not easy, but at least it broke the ceiling. Huh? Yeah. So what this implies, colleagues, is that as we celebrate 150 years of UNISA and celebrate the liberation and the freedom of this country that was not given, that was not handed out to us, that was fought for, that was agitated for, where children, fathers, uncles, aunts, mothers died, in trying to ensure that this freedom in this country becomes a country where all our humanity is affirmed. It is important to understand that this university created opportunities for Robben Island prisoners to study at UNISA, reaffirming the imperative of education, of citizenship, and social participation. In conclusion, those of you who are graduating this evening, who are alumni of the University of South Africa, we are not going to allow you to be bad ambassadors, as Mepolo has already said. You must be ethical leaders. You must fight for justice. You must remember the brokenhearted. You must work with those whom society prejudices. You must listen to the cries of those who are muted, of those who are not respected, of those whose humanity is trampled upon. For education does not make us to trample upon others, but to become sites of development and empowerment. To learn from Charlotte Maxeke, who says, as I rise, I must enable others to rise. Did you hear? As I rise, I must empower others to rise. This is an important invitation that UNISA makes to you as its alumni, for we understand that His Excellency President Mandela required of us was quite important. President Mandela says, education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of a mine, that a child of a farm worker can become a president of a great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one from another. With these words, colleagues, you are now important citizens of the University of South Africa. You who are graduating, you can join convocation and ensure that you agitate for excellence from your university. You can also ensure that our quality of teaching, research, engaged scholarship, and citizenship are strengthened. You're also invited because we are very sure and very certain that we have given you the best education that anyone could aspire for, not that which money can buy, that anyone, because it's quality, it's not about being bought, anyone could aspire for. We want you to teach others digital systems, for the current economic systems are based on digitalization. We also would like you because we know you're going to make many dollars, rents, cedis, euros, you know, all these currencies. We are sure that you're going to do well because we've not trained you only to look for employment. We've also trained you to creating employment. So as you join the Circle of Excellence, we encourage you to support other deserving students, to hold their hands, to be there for them, and to offer yourself as a mentor, for they too can benefit from your talents. Can I please request the loved ones, all of you who are not graduating here, to stand up? Just for 1 minute, not more. Can I please request you, parents, to stand up? Mangwele a kgwehla. Sorry. You, the graduates, can you give your loved ones a big round of applause for being here? And can I hear you honoring them properly? Can you? Thank you. Now that your own families have thanked you, I want to express from the University of South Africa, we who are sitting here have been sent by the students, by the academics, by administrative staff, by professional staff, by all statutory committees of the university, including council and His Excellency, President Becky, our Chancellor, to thank you for being here to supporting our students. We value you, and we value that you made time. You could have gone to a party, or you could have been doing other things, but you made time to be here with them. We truly thank you, and we appreciate your accompaniment. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you. Let me ask you to stand up. Let me start with the diplomates. Can you please stand up? Those who were receiving their diplomas this evening, please stand up fast, colleagues. I know you have more energy than everyone. Colleagues, can you give them a round of applause? Thank you. Exactly. My colleagues tell me to tell you that the second semester registration is open, that you can register for your degree. And congratulations, you may be seated. May I ask those who graduated with their degrees, honors, and postgraduate diplomas to stand up, please? Woo! Yes, congratulations. The same message these colleagues here have whispered into my ear, as well as those in the 26 campuses of UNISA. They're saying, please register for your master's degree. You have not yet gotten to where they would like you to be. However, they wish you all the best and congratulations. Let me now ask those who are graduating with master's degree. Oh, we did not have a master's graduate? Okay. Let me ask the red gowns. Did you see them? Can you please stand up? The 4 graduates. Colleagues, when they came here 2 hours ago, they were Miss and Mr. And now they live as Dr. They're going to be telling, I'm doctor. Colleagues, the red gown symbolizes the highest national qualification that any university or any country would bequeath on anybody or confer on anyone. You who are sitting there, who are standing, we want to congratulate you for your courage, because pursuing your PhD or doctoral studies is not an easy journey. That you have come to the end, you're satisfying the demands of the National Development Plan as you are of Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. We wish that you look back and make yourself available to mentoring, holding hand, and being of support to those who are doing their masters, their degrees, and their diplomas, for the opportunity to pursuing and graduating with your PhD is not a small step. It's a major step, and our country and continent require those of you who pursue their doctorates. Can you give them a round of applause? You may be seated. But colleagues, even as I said to you that you are the highest national qualifications NQF level, I did not tell you the whole story. You are now at the beginning. You understand? You are at the beginning. If you look at the different gowns here on the stage, they represent colleagues who have written, researched about different ideas. Some of them are the only people in the world who have written about a particular subject. Some of them study insects that no one has ever studied in the world. Some of them, like him, study soils to look at the fertility and the production of food systems for our country. We would like to join them and ensure that you contribute to the knowledge arena for their success. So you are at the start of the pursuit of the professorate, and we invite you to the journey. Congratulations. This evening, colleagues, you can't be tired. Earlier parting lit kutlela hayeka 5 o'clock saying. This evening, colleagues, I'm just joking. I'm talking to the young ones. This evening, colleagues, we had 633 graduates. We're truly proud of their performance, and we want to thank you. But I'd like you, just do something. The last request from me. After this, I'm not going to ask you anything except to send you with some LO that is necessary for graduates. Can I please ask you to stand up, look at your parents, show them what you came here to fetch? Not the covers. Sorry. Show them the certificates. They did not come here to see what is covering the certificate. Can you show your parents what you came here to get? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that you were able to do that. My colleagues here asked me to ask you 5 questions, and they're very important. If you don't pass them, it means we've not done our part as well as we would like. How many of you have been to all the provinces of South Africa? You, the graduates, not this side. Raise by a show of hands or your certificates. How many of you have been to all the provinces? So you can see, check on your side, So they say for you to be a good graduate, to be able to be competitive in the country, you must ensure that you bus it, take a flight, pull cars, take a taxi, understand the diversity of our country if you are to be a great leader of our society. Okay? Yes. How many of you have passports? So they tell me that if you don't have a passport, Home Affairs is open on Monday. That a passport is an entry or a door to the world. It opens your horizons. And therefore they say, please, on Monday and tonight, make sure that those drinks that you were going to add on, you can reduce them so that you use that money for the passport. Thank you. How many of you have been to 1 or 2 countries in the SADC region or in the continent? Labona, and then you have visitors, you don't know where they come from. So they tell me that for you to be competitive and to ensure that the continent is not stolen, it is important that you have a comparative analysis and understanding or comprehension of the continent and the region. And when you're here in Polokwane, Messina Batum, it's less than 200 kilometers. It's closer than going to Johannesburg. So they invite you to go to Zimbabwe tomorrow. But also, if you think about it, Eswatini, Mozambique, Lesotho, Botswana, they are all within a radius of less than 1,000 kilometers, the distance to Kimberley or to Cape Town. It's very important that you don't take this for granted. They're quite important if you are to succeed in the world in the sector that you want to participate in. Lastly, how many of you have been outside Africa? Look, colleagues. So if you want to understand the role of Asia or the role of Europe or even others and what they do in our continent, you will not do it constructively if you don't understand where they come from. So it's very important that you become global citizens and that you protect the interests of the country and the continent. To do so, you must understand the world. Thank you. When we ask these questions, it is to empower you, not to embarrass you. It is to invite you to expanding your horizons. It is also to remind you that even though you have done so well by graduating, that no one ever gets too old to learn. And therefore, to you loved ones, UNISA is still open for registration in the second semester. If you were inspired by your own family members, we invite you. It doesn't matter, don't tell me you're 70 years. We have 80-year-old graduates. And therefore, anyone who qualifies is invited. And if you don't qualify, we have processes that help you to qualify. Thank you very much. This is the time for Polokwane Mudidietan and that vuvuzela, and then we're going to stand up and sing the national anthem. Can I request Mudidietan and Polokwane and the applause, for we have come to the end of the graduation. Thank you. Thank you. No, let's follow process. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to rise for the singing of the national anthem, the words of which are to be found on page 25 of the program, and to remain standing after the anthem to enable me to dissolve the congregation. May I also request you to remain standing whilst the academic procession leaves the hall. Finally, may I request you to sing and sing with all your heart the beautiful national anthem of South Africa, which captures the imagination, the dreams and aspiration of our young democracy and the changes that through knowledge and our own commitments have to change our world for the better. By virtues of the powers entrusted to me as the Principal and Vice-Chancellor of the University of South Africa, I dissolve this congregation of the University of South Africa.